You might think you're doing everything right for a good night's sleep, but what if I told you that hidden habits, those seemingly harmless routines, are quietly sabotaging your rest? It's a tough pill to swallow, but many people cling to myths about sleep hygiene while unknowingly fueling insomnia. The good news? These sneaky saboteurs can be fixed faster than you think, unlocking the door to deeper, more refreshing sleep. Ready to uncover the truth and reclaim your nights? Let's dive into the secrets that could change your sleep forever. Topic 1. Eating too late. There's a quiet trap many fall into night after night without ever realizing its toll. Eating too close to bedtime. At first glance, a late-night snack feels harmless, maybe even comforting. But here's the catch. When food enters the system late in the evening, the body shifts gears into digestion mode, just when it should be winding down. Blood glucose spikes, melatonin production stalls, and instead of drifting into deep, restful sleep, the body becomes a battlefield of biological confusion. It's like trying to meditate in the middle of rush hour traffic. Your body simply isn't ready to surrender. The mentor who truly understands the rhythm of sleep knows that timing is everything. One man, in search of insomnia relief, experimented with his last meal at 11 a.m. Yes, before noon. The result? His resting heart rate dropped. His dreams deepened. He woke up feeling renewed. Of course, not everyone needs to eat that early, but it proves a crucial truth. Our bedtime routine doesn't begin at night. It begins with the very first bite of our day. Every decision we make echoes into the night, shaping the quality of our rest. So how can someone find their own balance? The answer lies in self-awareness. Tracking resting heart rate after meals, observing patterns in alertness or sluggishness, and listening to the signals of your own body. It's all part of reclaiming control. If deep sleep tips are what you seek, then consider this a golden key. Digestion is a daytime affair, not a nighttime burden. A quiet belly breeds a quiet mind. And that's when true sleep hygiene begins to take root. Still, the modern world doesn't make this easy. Late dinners with friends, long work hours, or even emotional eating. These are real challenges. But better sleep habits don't emerge from perfection. They arise from small, conscious shifts. Maybe it's choosing a lighter dinner, or simply allowing 3 hours between the last meal and bedtime. The point isn't to live like a monk. It's to give your body the chance to align with your circadian rhythm, instead of fighting against it. And once the body no longer battles digestion at night, a new obstacle emerges. One far more subtle, yet deeply powerful. The mind that never seems to rest. Because what good is a quiet stomach if the thoughts keep racing like a storm? Topic 2. Lack of a wind-down routine. Every hero's journey begins with a call to slow down. But in today's overstimulated world, most people never hear that call. They're too busy checking one last email, replying to messages, or finishing just one more task before bed. And so, when they finally lay down, their mind refuses to cooperate. The brain is still running sprints, sorting thoughts, replaying conversations, planning tomorrow. This mental chaos becomes the silent thief of sleep, stealing deep rest before it even begins. What most people don't realize is that the body needs a transition, an intentional shift from doing to being. Without it, sleep becomes a battlefield. The nervous system stays on high alert, unable to recognize that the war is over. But when someone commits to a wind-down routine, even just 30 to 60 minutes before bed, something magical happens. The mind begins to release its grip. Muscles soften. Breathing slows. It's not about forcing sleep. It's about preparing the space for it to arrive naturally. Think of it like dimming the lights before a performance. A warm bath with calming scents, a slow journal entry, or even a silent walk under the night sky. These are more than relaxation techniques. They are rituals of return, bringing the person back to themselves after a long, noisy day. It's in these moments of stillness that the body remembers what rest feels like. Sleep meditation, deep breathing, or even simply staring out the window in silence can all become sacred entries into the world of dreams. Too often, People wait until exhaustion knocks them down. But better sleep habits are built with intention, not fatigue. Establishing a bedtime routine is like teaching the body to trust again, to trust that rest is safe, that the day is complete, that no more battles need to be fought tonight. And when that trust is earned night after night, insomnia relief begins to take root, gently, like soft waves reshaping the shoreline. But even with a perfect routine, there's one invisible enemy that creeps in unnoticed, sabotaging sleep in a far more insidious way. An enemy we willingly invite into our bloodstream with every cup. Topic 3. Late-day stimulant use. There's a little ritual so many of us cling to, that comforting afternoon coffee or energy drink to push through the slump. It feels harmless, invigorating even, but what few realize is that caffeine has a memory. It lingers in the bloodstream, whispering to your nervous system long after you've forgotten about it. That 4 p.m. espresso, half of it is still active by 10 p.m., pulsing quietly through your system, disrupting your circadian rhythm and robbing you of deep sleep before you even notice. This subtle sabotage becomes even more dangerous for those with sensitive systems. Some people metabolize caffeine slowly, meaning even a morning cup can echo into the night. And let's not forget alcohol, mistakenly used as a nightcap. While it may make you feel drowsy at first, it fragments sleep later on, pulling you out of REM cycles and leaving you tired, foggy, and unbalanced. True insomnia relief doesn't come from numbing the mind. It comes from supporting it. One wise seeker of sleep quality once decided to cut both caffeine and alcohol for a few weeks, just to observe the difference. At first, it felt like walking through fog. But by week 2, something extraordinary happened. The energy that used to spike and crash became stable. Sleep came faster. Dreams returned, vivid and healing. It wasn't just a better night's rest. It was a return to internal harmony. Sometimes, what feels like a crutch is really a chain. So here's the challenge. Discover your own threshold. Experiment. Try setting a personal caffeine cutoff, maybe noon, maybe earlier, and observe. Keep a sleep journal. Pay attention to your mood, your energy, your focus. Natural sleep remedies are often hidden in these small acts of mindfulness. You don't need to quit cold turkey unless you want to, but you do need to understand the relationship between stimulation and surrender. Because once the body is no longer chemically hijacked in a false awakeness, something deeper can begin to unfold. And in that unfolding, another enemy to sleep becomes exposed. One made not of molecules, but of light. Topic 4. Evening light mismanagement. Imagine trying to fall asleep with a spotlight in your eyes. That's essentially what we do when we flood our evenings with bright, blue-toned lights from phones, TVs, and overhead LEDs. Light is not just illumination, it's information. It tells the body what time it is. And when the wrong type of light enters our eyes after sunset, the brain becomes confused. Melatonin production slows, alertness rises, and suddenly the sleep that should have come gently slips further out of reach. The human body is a masterpiece of rhythm. Our circadian rhythm is designed to follow the sun. Bright light in the morning, darkness at night. Morning sunlight, especially within the first 15 to 30 minutes of waking, anchors this internal clock, setting the stage for better sleep habits later. But when we ignore that cue and instead blast ourselves with artificial brightness after dark, we send mixed signals. The result? Shallow rest, midnight awakenings, and that frustrating sense of not feeling restored. Even after 8 hours in bed, the shift begins with awareness. 2 hours before bed, begin to dim your environment. Think warm, amber tones. Use lamps instead of overhead lights. Swap out cold bulbs for those around 2,700K to 3,500K. And when it comes to screens, don't just lower the brightness. Use blue light blockers or install apps like f.lux to gently shift the spectrum. These tools are not gimmicks. They are shields, helping protect your circadian rhythm from unnecessary confusion. In the quiet of the evening, lean into analog pleasures. A paperback novel, a bit of sketching, soft music, or even folding laundry in dim light can trigger a powerful shift. These simple bedtime routine anchors whisper to the brain, "It's safe now, the day is done." And over time, they reshape the body's expectation of night, inviting deeper and more restorative sleep. These aren't just relaxation techniques. They're permission slips for your nervous system to let go. But even in perfect lighting, sleep has another enemy, one that doesn't come from your eyes or your habits, but from the very air that surrounds you. Topic 5. Improper bedroom temperature. There's a subtle, often overlooked player in the battle for better sleep: the temperature of the room itself. When the bedroom is too hot or too cold, the body's natural rhythm gets thrown off balance. Our internal thermostat is finely tuned, designed to drop during deep sleep and rise gently as morning approaches. When the environment works against this, it's like trying to sing in a hurricane. No matter how much you want to rest, your body simply can't settle. The ideal sleep environment often hovers around 69 degrees Fahrenheit, about 20.5 degrees Celsius, a cool but comfortable zone that helps the body ease into relaxation. Some sleep aficionados invest in temperature control mattresses or smart climate devices that maintain this perfect balance throughout the night. But the true secret is in gradual changes, letting the room slowly cool down as bedtime nears and allowing it to warm up naturally toward morning. This rhythm mimics the body's own temperature cycles and encourages longer, deeper sleep cycles. Travelers know this struggle all too well. A perfect sleep setup at home is often impossible to replicate on the road. But understanding this principle, cool for sleep, warm for waking, can turn any space into a sanctuary. Even small adjustments, like using breathable linens, a fan, or opening a window slightly, can make a significant difference. It's not just comfort. It's a powerful relaxation technique that supports your body's natural tendencies. There's a humor in how something so simple can hold such sway over our nights. We fuss over fancy mattresses and expensive pillows, yet sometimes the temperature dial is what truly governs our rest. Mastering this element is a quietly revolutionary step toward improved sleep quality and the deep, restorative nights we all crave. And yet, even when temperature and light are aligned perfectly, the night isn't guaranteed peaceful. There's another unseen foe, a persistent soundtrack that can shatter even the deepest rest. Topic 6. Environmental noise. Picture this. Just as you're about to drift off, a dog barks in the distance, a car engine revs nearby, or a siren blares down the street. Noise is an invisible thief that sneaks into our bedrooms, fragmenting sleep in ways we barely notice. Even if you don't fully wake up, your brain is alert, subconsciously responding to sounds. Over time, this disrupts deep sleep cycles and leaves you feeling foggy and unrest the next day. The battle against environmental noise isn't always fought with earplugs, though those can help. It starts with proactive communication. Sometimes, simply talking with neighbors about noise issues or adjusting your own habits can reduce disturbances. But when external sounds persist, white, pink, or brown noise machines become trusted allies. These soothing soundscapes create a gentle blanket of consistent noise that masks the sharper, disruptive sounds lurking in the background. It's fascinating how our brains crave consistency. When exposed to irregular noises, the nervous system stays on edge, ready to react. But when it hears a steady, calming hum, it begins to relax. Many find that these relaxation techniques not only improve sleep quality, but also help reduce anxiety before bedtime. The mind learns to associate the noise machine's gentle sounds with safety and rest, a powerful form of sleep meditation. Of course, every environment is unique, and not everyone responds the same way to noise. Some thrive in total silence, while others sleep best with a little ambient sound. The key is to experiment and listen to your body's cues. Developing better sleep habits means becoming your own expert, learning what soothes your nervous system and what stirs it awake. Even after mastering noise control, the mind itself can become the biggest barrier to sleep. And when that happens, the hero's journey moves inward, into the complex landscape of thoughts and feelings. Topic 7. Overthinking and nighttime anxiety, a mind that won't shut off. There's a familiar battle many face as night falls. The mind refuses to quiet down. Instead of drifting off, it races through worries, plans, and what-ifs, turning bedtime into a battlefield. This mental hyperactivity stirs the sympathetic nervous system, flooding the body with stress hormones that keep it wide awake. It's as if the brain mistakes bedtime for rush hour, when all it really needs is a gentle slowdown. One of the most effective natural sleep remedies is creating a mental shutdown ritual. Imagine journaling 3 worries that have been buzzing in your head, then following that by writing 3 things you're grateful for. This simple exercise acts like a mental mop, clearing away clutter and shifting focus from anxiety to calmness. Over time, it rewires the brain to associate bedtime with peace, not panic. Breathing techniques, such as the 4-7-8 method, become invaluable allies in this quiet war. By controlling breath, you signal to the body it's time to relax, slowing heart rate and easing tension. Guided sleep meditations add another layer, providing a gentle voice to lead wandering thoughts towards stillness. These relaxation techniques aren't just practices, they're keys that unlock the door to deep, restorative sleep. It's important to recognize what feeds nighttime anxiety, too. Avoiding late-night news, social media, or emotionally charged content can make a huge difference. These mental stimulants pile up unseen, like tiny weights on your chest. When removed, the mind breathes easier and the transition into sleep becomes smoother, more natural. And so, the journey to better sleep is not just about environment or habits. It's about reclaiming the sanctuary of the mind. With patience and mindful effort, even the most restless minds can find rest, inviting the body into the deep healing it so desperately craves. You've just uncovered 7 powerful night habits that have been quietly stealing your sleep. And now, the real challenge begins, putting this knowledge into action. What changes will you commit to tonight? Will you finally set boundaries with your bedtime routine or tame that restless mind? Remember, better sleep isn't a distant dream. It's within your grasp, waiting for you to take charge. So, what's stopping you from transforming your nights and waking up refreshed, energized, and ready to conquer your day? Share your thoughts below, and let's start this journey together. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because your best sleep is just a habit away.